Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy D Will back at it again with another episode of the D Will Show. I think it's like episode 102. I got my dog Kendrick Perry tapping in with me all the way from Orlando, Florida area. If you don't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, the D Will Show on YouTube. Go follow on Spotify, Apple, Google. We everywhere. We all through there. So if you rock with me, go ahead and follow and subscribe. Get my dog K Perry in here real quick. My dog.
D Will, what's going on, Brody? You good?
Look good. I appreciate you, Brody. I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm smooth, bro. Can you hear me all right?
I'll give you a little bit. Hold on. Instagram tweaking a week. All right, bet. You can hear me? You can see me good?
Yeah, you all good on my end, bro.
My dog, man, we have been trying to set this up for a minute.
Right,
Busy
right.
hooping, you know what I mean, business-wise, so it's all good. So I just want to say thank you again, Brody, for finally, getting this done with me, bro. It's long overdue.
Nah, I appreciate you even considering me, bro. You know, I'm following the journey and everything, and I see the type of people you have on here, bro. So I'm humbled to be a guest on the show. So I appreciate you for that, bro.
For sure. All love, Brody. I know the last 2 years, bro, it's been crazy for everybody. You know, how you and the fam, how you know what I mean, holding up, stuff like that.
Wait, hold on. Say it again, bro. You was breaking up a little bit.
No, I said the last 2 years it's been crazy for everybody in the world. You know, how are you and your fam, how you guys holding up?
Oh yeah, we all good, man. We're vaccinated. And we just been trying to stay safe, trying to stay responsible. And whatever that may be in today's age. But so far we've been blessed. We've been touched by the hand above. So we've been really good right now.
For sure. Good to hear that, bro. For sure. All right, bro. We're gonna jump right into it, Brody. For you, grew up right outside of Orlando, Florida, bro. How was your upbringing for you? How'd you get involved with hooping and stuff like that?
Yeah, grew up the suburb outside of Orlando called Ocoee, Florida. People don't know it, so obviously I just say Orlando when people ask me. But two-parent home. Parents been married for over was it over 30? Yeah, over 30 years now. And they just kind of laid the foundation for me and my brother. They pretty much just said, if as long as you continue to work hard and be the caring, responsible, bright young men that we know y'all are, that we raised y'all as, then you'll have the world at your beck and call. And how we got into sports is they just took us to the local YMCA right up the road, and they just kind of let us try everything. They say they let us try everything, but I think as a parent, you're just trying to get your kids tired before they go to bed. So
Yeah.
they took us to the Y, and we tried everything: baseball, soccer, basketball, football, and basketball was the one that just stuck. Basketball and soccer were actually the two that stuck. And then as time went on, as I started to get a little older, I started to just see basketball was taking me to I was starting to see more things with basketball, and I just had like a genuine love for it. I enjoyed soccer too, but I remember my dad asked me. I was playing. This was some Saturday when I was maybe like 10 or 11. I had a choice between basketball practice and a soccer game, and I was like, I'm going to basketball practice. And then ever since then, it's like they just knew, like, nah, basketball was it. And I've been fortunate enough to do some things with it that's led me here. So I'm grateful for that.
For sure. Now, when you really took it, like, you really realized you wanted to hoop, Brody, who was, like, your favorite players growing up that you were watching?
AI, man. Just being I was the quote unquote runt of my friends growing up. Always the smallest one, always the youngest one. And I just always felt like I had a chip on my shoulder, even if it wasn't necessary, even if it was just like a friendly game in the park or whatever. It's like I always just had that chip on my shoulder, and me being the younger brother, you know how that dynamic can be. I'm hanging out with
Yeah,
Big Bro and all the big homies, and I got to make sure I keep up, man, or else they're gonna look at me crazy. They're gonna stop inviting me places. So,
yeah,
nah, that's kind of that's AI's his whole mentality. You know what I'm saying, how he approached the game. I think that all just kind of resonated to me. And then as I got older, I looked up to guys like D Wade, obviously, the late great Kobe Bryant.
yeah.
But those are the few of the guys that they're not just their skill, but the way they approach the game and their mentality. I think those were some of the guys that really stuck out to me.
For sure. Okay, that's a good few to look up to, Brody. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Icons,
You
Hall
know
of
what I'm saying?
Famers, and
I
legends.
think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. For you, Brody, do you have like a favorite moment in your career as far as like something that meant the most to you? Was it a particular award? Was it winning? I looked you up, Brody. You got a whole bunch of rings, you know what I mean, championships and stuff like that. So like, does any one of them like stick the most out to you as far as how special it meant to you?
um, I got to be honest. They all do for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
My first championship, I won professionally in Hungary. My first national domestic league championship, I won in Hungary. That one stuck out because I was coming off a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very difficult year the previous year when I was in Macedonia. It was an emotional roller coaster, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and it felt like I was kind of in a dark place leaving Macedonia and going back home for the off season. But I met my girl who's about to be my wife at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Um,
Congrats,
and
my dog.
and appreciate it. And from there, just I had good momentum going into the season, and it was a very dominant season, not just for me individually, but us as a team. We won the preseason cup, the mid-season cup, and obviously the championship. I hit the game winner. Was player of the year in the league, import of the year, guard of the year. I had a lot of accolades. So just going through a positive year like that after so much negativity the year before,
Yeah.
it was something special. And then the last year, not this year that just passed, but the year before, when I was in Cedevita in Slovenia, that championship meant a lot because that was the first championship I won since my uncle had passed from cancer. And I made a promise to myself that season that I was just going to try to put myself in the best position to make sure I honor him. I got half of my name from him, so I just wanted to make sure, and I still do want to make sure that when you hear the name Kendrick Perry, I'm representing, not just, of course, my whole family, but my uncle, for sure too, because he had a major role in raising me and me becoming the man I am. So when I was able to win that championship and just take a moment, and just kind of look up and just say, I did it, I did it for you. That was real special for me. So those are two that really just stuck out in my mind for real.
Okay. Okay. Man, sorry for your loss too, Brody. I know it's tough. You know me, I'm still getting over the loss of my pops, bro. So I really know, you know what I mean, the pain of really losing somebody. You know what I'm saying? So sorry
Yeah,
for your loss, Brody.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's tough, dog, and not to go off on a little tangent. But it's it gives you a different sense of purpose. I think it gives you a different sense of, along with toughness and facing adversity and everything. I think it just gives you a different level of purpose. Same thing to when I see guys having their kids overseas and everything. I just feel like it's a different type of motivation when you have something like that inside you. So you're doing what you're doing, because your father has instilled that in you, and you're carrying it with your purpose. So it's again, my condolences to you and your loss. And it's strength in losses. You can always find strength when you're dealt a loss. So yeah.
definitely, definitely. Thanks too, Brody. That really means a lot, man. It really does.
Yeah, yeah,
Hold
no
on, I don't
problem,
know if
bro.
my I know you kind of touched on this a little bit, Brody, but like for you, Was there something in particular that you kind of went through that kind of made you the man you are now? You know what I mean? As far as like just coming up, you know what I mean, playing hours away from the family, like anything like that kind of made you, you know what I mean, the man you are now?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Like I said at the beginning, just first starting off with just being the young one and just feeling I always got to prove myself, and not to any others, but just to prove to myself that I can hang. That's one. Obviously, fighting back from I've had some injuries in my career, through high school all the way through pros that you know could that could have really put me in a dark place. There are countless times where I thought about stop hooping just because I didn't know if I had the mental fortitude to keep carrying on. But you find a way, man. You find a way, and if it's genuine, if it's a real passion, if it's real love for the game, then it's never really gonna go away. But I've had many adversities that I had to kind of overcome, that kind of shaped me to who I am now, and I'm still learning. I'm not gonna sit here and say I got all the book or all the answers. I got the book written out, but yeah, it's been a journey, man. It's been a blessing, and yeah.
Okay. So this question right here, Brody, is probably my favorite because a lot of people kind of stumble on it a little bit. For you, Brody, if I was to tell you to create an all-time five from Orlando for you to hoop on the blacktop with, who would be your five?
Oh, top five from Orlando, including myself or not including myself?
Yeah, if you do that, just give me four.
Huh? All right, let me. Wifey just told me that it's blurry, so let me try to come off the Wi-Fi and come back on.
Okay, yeah, bet my light blew out anyway, so we're gonna do that.
All right.
The technical difficulties, though, but we're gonna get back to it. It's all good, though. Let's see if I can get my guy back.
Can you hear me though? Is this blurry?
We good, Brody?
I mean it's been good on my end, but wifey just said it's real blurry and they couldn't see my face, so I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
really sure.
I can see you a little better now, but it's all good, Brody. As long as they can hear you to get the message behind it.
Okay, she said it's better now. So
okay.
All right. So top five from Orlando. Let me think here. All time. But what's crazy? All right, so I'm gonna try to stick with like Orlando because like I got homies who are like Orlando adjacent. Like some homies that are like in the Daytona area and they come and hoop in Orlando, but they're not technically quote unquote from Orlando.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go me. I'm gonna go Shane Larkin.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go Austin Rivers.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go. I need a big. I'm gonna go Keith Clanton. Even though he east side, I'm west side Orlando. I'm gonna rock with my dog. And that fifth one, I'm gonna go old school, man. I'm gonna go Daryl Dawkins.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people, the late great Daryl Dawkins. A lot of people don't know he's from Orlando, but yeah, I'm gonna go the late great Daryl Dawkins.
The backboard breaker.
Six man. I'm gonna go Chris Warren. Only because I included myself. If I didn't include myself, I'll probably throw Dub in there for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Daryl Dawkins, man. Y'all know that dude was breaking rims, backboards, everything, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, right up there at Evans High School. If you from Orlando, and you quote unquote a hooper, you got to know that.
Oh, for sure. If you could have 5 dinner guests, Brody, dead or alive, any family members, rappers, presidents, anybody you could just sit at a round table with and talk to, who would be your 5 that you would have at your table?
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Nipsey is one. Rest in peace. Kobe. Rest in peace. Um, see, I gotta have someone funny in there because I know Kobe gonna come with the super serious Mamba mentality.
Yeah,
I know Nip gonna come with the the free game, the business mogul mind. Oh,
yeah.
Dave Chappelle. I'm gonna throw
Okay,
Dave Chappelle in there because
okay,
he gonna hit you with some real stuff on top of the comedy.
definitely.
Um, so I got two more. Let me see. I'm gonna throw. I think I would like to have a conversation with you know who I the Obamas. I'm gonna throw the Obamas in there at the end.
I'm not mad at
Yeah,
that, Brody. I'm
yeah.
not mad at
I'm gonna
that.
throw the Obamas there at the end. Yeah, both Barack and Michelle.
So you definitely gonna have a little bit of, what I mean, some seriousness, but you really gonna have some with Dave Chappelle, bro. You know he gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's that's why he there. You know what I'm saying? Just to ease the because it can't all be super serious. We got to
Yeah,
break the tension, break the we got to break the tension somehow. And I
for
think
sure,
Dave will do all right with that. So
for
yeah,
sure.
I think that's a decent five for real.
Okay. For you, Brody, as a whole, what has the game of basketball just taught you? You know what I mean, that you carry with in everyday life.
Oh man, so many lessons come to mind. Always bet on yourself.
Good one.
Um, you know, I mean, it's kind of the cliche, but like never give up. And I don't want it to sound like that, but it's this game will test you, man. If you play long enough, it'll test you in different ways. Whether it's injuries, whether it's um, certain situations that you might not be a good fit for teammates or coaches or whatever the case may be. Um, it can test you mentally more so than physically. So I think my thing is I say never give up is that, if you hit a roadblock, you really only got two choices. You can turn around or you can find a way to get through it.
Definitely.
And when there were times that I felt like I wanted to just turn around and go home, there's always somebody like, no, no, no. Instead of going straight, let's just make this right, go down this little
Mm,
detour street, and then we're gonna get back on the main road where we headed.
yeah.
Um, that's one. Um, uh, it's more specifically when I'm thinking of like playing overseas and in Europe, just my comfort zone has expanded so much.
Yeah.
Just through my 8 years of playing. I've seen stuff. I'm not even 30 yet, and I've seen stuff that a lot of people haven't seen in a lifetime. And I'm not saying that on no boasting, bragging, or nothing. I'm just coming from a place of sincerity, honesty. I have I think I'm on my third passport right now, and to see some of the things I've done and to share that with the people I love, bringing my family to Australia my first year out, bringing my family to Russia when I played. They just came to visit me in Greece this past year. Like these are like when I was a kid in high school, I never thought I'd be able to see any of this. If you ask me where to point Athens, Greece on a map, or Skopje, Macedonia, Budapest, Hungary, I couldn't tell you. But now I'm at the point where like I'm very comfortable moving around in these situations in these foreign cities that people save their whole lives to go to.
Yeah.
So I think those are kind of the biggest things that this game has given to me, and not just me, but the people closest to me, the people that have been on this journey with me. Because I'd be foolish to say it was just me on this road by myself.
Definitely. How long did it take you to adapt to the different cultures? You know what I mean? The different time zones, the food, the language barrier, the travel. Like,
Yeah.
which one was the toughest for you, and how long did it take you to adapt to the different lifestyle out there?
So in terms of travel, the toughest was Australia.
Hmm.
I had a flight from Orlando to LA, which was 6 hours, and then LA to Sydney, which was 14 hours straight on the plane. Yeah, and that was my first year out. So, but well, me at the time, I wasn't even worried about the flight because I'm like, man, I'm about to live out a dream. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah, yeah,
Australia. Like the transition from USA to Australia is easy. They speak the language.
Yep.
It's more westernized like America. The driving on the other side of the road was crazy though. With the steering wheel on the right side of the car, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But I think in terms of travel, that was probably the hardest. In terms of like the culture and language barrier and stuff, Russia was pretty difficult. Because I was in a big city, but you know it's Russia, so they're not really they're familiar with American culture, of course, but like just how we take pride in our culture and our history and all that, Russia's the same way.
Yeah.
And you know, I was my lady was with me at the time, and I was getting frustrated at times when we were going out to eat or going to the grocery store. Like, why doesn't anybody know English? You know, there are a million people in this city. Why doesn't anybody know English? And she's like, "Yo, stop!" First, she was like, "Stop it! You came over here today. You came over here to their neighborhood and their backyard, and you want them to adapt to you." And like, nah, homeboy, you got to get with the program.
Yeah.
So that was pretty difficult. My year in my first year in Hungary after Australia was difficult, just in the sense that I was coming from a situation like Australia where everything was familiar to somewhere in Hungary where it was a city of, you know, I can't even call it a city, a town of like 10,000 people, one street in, one street out, like very much a quote unquote, like what we would call a village. You know what I mean? It definitely gave that. Everybody know everybody. Everybody coming to every basketball game, sold out, fans rocking. None of them spoke English, but they knew how to, you know, they knew how to support and cheer their guys on.
Yeah.
So that was a little different too. But you know, just try to make the most out of every situation. I tell everybody, just go into every situation optimistic that it's all gonna work out, optimistic that, you know, people are gonna hopefully gravitate to you, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there and let people know that you know, this is who I am as a person. You know, it's gonna be very tough if you're not locked away, but you know, if you have that mindset, I'm gonna just stay inside these 9-10 months, put my
Yeah.
head down and just wait and count down the days till I'm back home. You're gonna drive yourself crazy because the wall's gonna start talking to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not you're not gonna get the most out of your experience that way. So yeah, those were some of the instances where it could have been it was a little different for me for sure.
Definitely. Now, like the style of play, you know, did it take you a while to get used to that? Because I know it's different as far as like how you can play defense, how, you know, the refs are calling fouls,
Hmm.
crowd, you know what I mean? Like how long did it take you to adapt to, you know what I mean, to their style of play?
Uh, Not long, honestly. I tell everybody this story. I went over my first year in Australia. I went over with the absolute wrong mentality. You know, I just came off averaging 20 something in my senior year in college. I was on a summer league team, but didn't really play that much. So I was really coming in a sense of like, yo, all right, I'm about to go over here, kill these dudes real quick, and try to get back on the summer league team and get to the NBA because I know that's where I belong. Blah 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 blah. So I think maybe like the third or fourth game of the season, I got humbled very quickly, and it was tough, man. It was a very tough like hurdle to get through, and the quote unquote I'll say highlights, but they weren't highlights.
Right.
It's still on YouTube. It was a terrible game on my part. I had like 6 or 7 turnovers. It was bad. And you know, I was talking with one of my teammates, and he was just like, "Bro, you have to understand, like, you know, you're a rookie, and you know these guys that you're going up against, they've been doing it for 8, 9, 10, 12 years. You
Yeah.
know, they not really phased by, you know, some young rookie who might think might think his shit don't stink. You know what I mean? Like they've seen you before. You know,
Yeah.
they know how to handle you before, and that's when I really saw like people have different motivation when they have to play or when they have something to play for. You know, when they have families, when they have kids and everything, they're looking at it as this young kid is trying to come in and, you know, trying to take my spot, trying to take
Yeah.
food off my table.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's you know, it happens. We lose sight of that at times, you know, as a competitor. You know, you can there are points in time in your career where you might feel like you made it, or you might feel like, you know, I'm content. I'm good right now. Like, yeah, I got a pro contract. You know, I'm making good money. Like I'm good. But there's always another level you can get to,
Yeah.
and there's always another level you can drop to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Facts.
I think once that situation happened, it kind of shifted my focus, and I was like, all right, I've been putting in work. I've been doing my whole regimen, but now it's time to just turn it up a little bit because now it's professional in every
Yeah.
sense of the word. It's professional, and let's be real here. When money's involved, everything gets the lights get a little brighter, the sounds get a little louder, So um, I think after that situation in Australia, I think that's when my focus really started to change and be like, all right, nah, I gotta step it up because if I don't take care of what I gotta take care of, then who knows I don't want to be one of those guys who leaves in August and comes right back in October. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
so that's kind of where that shift happened for me.
Definitely. Now, bro, how did you manage to, you know what I mean, like money manage over there? Because I know it's kind of different. You know what I mean? Some people I know I talk to, they get their bread from out there, they send it back to their people. Like, how much did you really have to learn? Or were you always a person that really know how to manage money as far as like, you know what I mean? You can't do everything, take care of everybody, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's learning experience, man. Like you said,
Yeah.
when I got that first check in Australia, I was like, oh no, I'm to the store. What? I'm out. I'm going shopping. What? I go into the Foot Locker. It's 5 pair of J's in here that you gotta wait. When you back home, you gotta wait outside at 8 o'clock in the morning. They just up here on the shelf. Yeah, let me get 3 of them.
Yeah.
Size 12. Yeah, let me get 3 of them. Just because I never touched no money like that for real before. When I got back
Yeah.
home, what? I'm going out. What? I'm going
Yeah.
out. Yeah, let me get the table. Let me get 4 bottles.
Yeah.
Just because that's unfortunately that's kind of like that's more of what we see. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's more of what we see. And it wasn't until, I kind of had to maneuver through that and it was like, all right, nah, I gotta there's time for all of that. But let me make sure, you know, this part is good first.
Yeah.
And then we can always have time for the fun stuff.
Did you have a particular humble moment? Like, was it like, oh man, like let me chill out because I gotta, you know what I mean, do this. I gotta pay this. I gotta do that. Like, you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
feel like some people
Yeah,
don't
when you
don't
see
really
that
realize that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the money good, but you gotta realize money run out too. You know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah, when I saw that first check from or that first bill from the club when I was going out, I was like, oh nah. Wait a minute. I'm like, who put some more bottles on the thing? And hey, I'm telling you, man, I'm being honest, bro. I'm saying it because I don't want somebody else to go through the same thing.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
I was talking with one of my young homies who just finished up college the other day, and he was like, yeah, I want to get overseas if I can't make it to the leagues. I really want to touch some paper because I'm trying to get that AP. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get that, and I'm like, my guy, all that's gonna be there. I promise you, all of that is still gonna be there. Take care of your family. Try to get something to where try to put yourself in a position where you're making money without dribbling the ball or without lifting a weight
Yeah.
or without running a sprint. You know what I mean? Try to set that up first because you're not gonna trip about having an AP on your arm when you know what I'm saying when you know that on this side of things you good. But
Yeah.
what good is having an AP when you gotta ask your homeboy for bread because it's got to hold you over until you go back overseas. I've been
Yeah.
in that position before. So I just don't want the next person to be in that position because it's not a good feeling. So yeah, that was just kind of part of my journey and just if I could help out the next person, then so be it. But all that material stuff, all the hanging out, that's still gonna be there. And trust me, it gets greater later.
Yeah.
It
For
definitely
sure.
gets greater later. You don't have to come out the gate, trying to prove something to yourself or whoever financially in terms of material things. Um, because it's all and we're all human, right?
Yeah.
You wanna reward yourself for your hard work, which is
Yeah.
it's human nature. I get that, but there has to be some type of balance.
Definitely. Okay. Now for you, Brody, like this upcoming season, I see you signed back with the team, right?
No. So this season, this upcoming season, I'm going to Malaga, Spain. I'm
Okay.
playing with Unikaya Malaga. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how'd that come about? They reached out to you, you know what I mean, stuff like that, and everything fall in line. Like, how does it work as far as like the teams reach out to you? Because I feel like I don't know this, but like, do teams
Yeah.
reach out to you, or is it like kind of like the NBA or like your agent? You know what I mean? Like, how does that work as far as like overseas work?
Yeah, they usually just reach out to the agent, just
Okay,
like
so
any
kind of
other
like the
thing.
NBA. Okay.
Yeah. And how I usually am is I don't really like to hear too much about future stuff while I'm in season, just because
Hmm.
I try to be just I want to give everything I can to whatever team I'm playing with, and I
Yeah.
know that if I'm playing in Spain, but my agent is in my ear like, yeah, you know, Real Madrid and Barcelona, boom, 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 then I might be more inclined to be like, well, let me just kind of chill and not get hurt because I know I got this on the line for next year.
Yeah.
And then that's when people get hurt or your stats end up going down because
Yep.
you're not playing for real. You're not, you got something else going on back here that's
Distracted.
affecting up here.
Yep.
So for me, I was just like I just always operated under the sense that whichever team I'm on, I'm locked in for that season. Even when I was hurt sometimes and I was rehabbing, I'm still checking in on the team I was playing with, rooting them on. And then when, once I signed to another team, it's kind of history after that. But I've got a good rapport with all my former teams, and I still follow them. I still wish them nothing but, success unless I play against them.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Um, for you, Brody, like this is the last one I got for you. Who would you like to see on my platform that can kind of, tell their story? From the outside looking in, we don't, see what you guys go through as far as like overseas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Who would be a guest that you would recommend to help get on my show?
man. I mean, a lot of guys, man. And that's the beautiful thing about this overseas hoop, man. It's just you run into a lot of guys who have their own journeys, who had their own adversities, um, and it's refreshing to feel like you're not alone in this. Um, I think there's kind of an unwritten rule within this overseas thing. If I come and play you in your city, after the game, we might go out, have a drink, chop it up, get to know each other a little. If we don't know each other already,
Yeah.
get to know each other a little bit, and then when you come to my city, I'll return the favor.
Yep.
Of course, it doesn't always happen like that because some cities are bigger, some cities are smaller. But man, let me think. When I think of like individual people, um, bro, the list is a mile long. Derek Needham, Dylan Ennis, Scotty Wolf against Shane. I mean, I could go for days. Chad Brown, Keith Clanton. Of course,
Mm.
I like to see all my Florida guys on there first.
Yeah.
Devon Akun Purcell. He's
Oh
coming.
yeah.
He's recovering from an Achilles injury right now. Him and my guy Willie Reed.
Mm.
Their stories. Justin Cobbs, DJ, like all these guys I played with and against. Man, it's so wild, bro. Like
Yeah.
how we all just connected, and it's a blessing to be in this kind of space, and I'm grateful for people like you who have this platform. I really need to start mine back up for real. I have my own
Man,
podcast, but
what you doing, Brody?
uh,
What you doing,
nah,
man?
bro, it's that COVID, man. That's when I started it, and then when things started to pick back up after that, I
Yeah.
kind of fell off it, and then now, this summer with the wedding and everything, that's just where all my energy has been
Yeah, for
so
sure.
far. But yeah, all my overseas guys watching this, man, I'm gonna definitely tap in. Maybe me and D Will can do a collab. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure. Let's do it,
Um,
Brody.
but yeah, bro, because there are just so many stories to be heard, and from all levels. Of course,
Definitely.
everybody is familiar with the Euro League, but there are guys who are just out here grinding it and out here getting to it, just like I was, and I'm thankful that I was able to kind of hit every quote unquote level. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
played in some lower level leagues. I played in some middle level leagues all the way up until Euro League, and I've learned so much from each experience, no matter how long it was. Um, what I think you're doing is great, man. I think it's a chance for people to share their stories, to drop some game, because nobody really knows what we go through over here, and
For
if we
sure.
can shed a little bit of light on it, then I think, if for better or for worse, at least people will become more educated.
Definitely.
Whether they like it or not, at least they'll become more educated on what we do and how we live, and I think it'll be a better understanding between people. But
For
yeah,
sure.
bro,
For
I
sure.
can when we get off here, I can send you a full list of names. But
Bet.
right,
Bet.
yeah, as of now, it's a lot of guys. But I do want to give you one name before I go. But
Okay.
I think of the right guy, man, who's really been. I mean, a lot
Man,
of
we
guys
could
have
we
really
could we
been
could
through a
talk it
lot.
offline, Brody. You ain't gotta give it to me right now. I'll DM you when we get off of here. You know what I mean? Give you some
All
time to
right,
think about
bet,
it.
bet. Bet it's easy, bro. It's easy.
Bet. Well, my guy, man, KP, bro, thank you again for tapping in with me, bro. Long overdue, but we finally got it done. Congrats to you and the missus, bro. Much love from me to you, Brody. And man, we locked in, Brody. I'm staying in touch with you. We gonna tap in. We gonna collab, and we gonna make it work. We gonna make it happen, Brody, for sure.
For sure, for sure. Instagram Live, y'all heard it. He said we gonna collab. So, I got however many witnesses in here right now. I think it's 15 right now. It's 15 right now that have heard it, that have confirmed it. And we gonna have more after the replay is put up. But D Will, bro, I appreciate you having me on, dog.
For sure, Brody.
Again, what you're doing is great, bro. Keep it going. I'm following. If I can help out in any way, let me know. And I'm gonna
For
definitely get the
sure.
names to you though, because there's a lot of stories to be heard out here, and I'm just grateful that I was one of them.
For sure, Brody. I'm gonna DM you right now, bro. We gonna chop it up. For sure.
Bet for sure. Say that.
All right,
That's
love,
my
Brody.
guy.
All love to you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.